Hi, my name is jELeeoo. This is my second channel, and welcome back to the weekly deep dive with jELeeoo. Today's week is January 15th through the 21st. I wrote it down so I don't forget, like a moron. This deep dive is going to be in the Glacial Strata biome. I actually really like this biome, as said before. And, you know, it makes sense that this is the biome, considering how cold it is. The daily drink is more health, so of course I'm going to say yes to that. And, let's get into my build. I'm going Gunner this time with the 3112 as per usual on my armor. I have an incendiary grenade on my grenade. I have 211 on my zipline launcher. I have 123 on my shield generator. Obviously, I'm going for that recharge speed. For my gun, I'm going with the Bulldog, a class. Oh, that is cool. I didn't even know you could like look down the barrel of it. Anyways, I'm going with the Bulldog heavy revolver with the 13311 build with elephant rounds for my overclock. And for my primary, I'm going with the Leadstorm classic, and the build is 32112 with a burning hell overclock. My perks are Deep Pockets, Resupplier, Thorns, Iron Will, and Dash. Although, yeah, it's gonna be Dash. Oh, and if it isn't obvious enough already, my guy is meant to look like a guy from Warhammer. You know, he's meant to look like a space marine. Alright, thank you very much for saying that. I actually have no experience with Warhammer, but we'll get into that in a second. Anyways, yeah, it's absolutely freezing outside. It is 37 degrees, which for where I live is abnormally, extremely cold. The coldest that I'm used to is like 61 or something, you know? Normally the highs are fucking hundreds. Anyways, for this first stage of the deep dive, it is escort duty and refinery, which is funny because that is actually the objective of the first stage of the first ever weekly deep dive with jELeeoo. Except it was in where was it? It was in Magma Core, actually. It was in Magma Core. So there's that. Anyways, starting off strong, just spawn in. I honestly don't have to go over anything in the game here, so let's just talk about the topic, which is Season 6. Oh my goodness, Season 6. So, this is, currently I'm playing in Season 1 right now, but the current season of Deep Rock is Season 5. Came out in June of 2024, and we went a long time. Hello, Dottie. Good Dottie. Hello, Dottie. Hello, jELeeoo. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you, Dottie. Thank you. You're welcome, jELeeoo. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, you really are. That was kind of weird. Anyways, I'm so excited now that Season 6 is on the horizon. It's coming out at the end of the month. After this deep dive and the one after that, 2 deep dives from now, is going to be a Season 6 deep dive. I'm very excited for that. I'm just excited for fucking next deep dive, you know? And, you know, it feels so long since we've gotten a new season, and I'm just very excited. Now, granted, I've seen the trailers. I saw the little PowerPoint presentation they did like a month ago, and, you know, granted, this season doesn't look like it's going to be anywhere near as, like, insane as Season 5 is. Look at that. Interesting. Yeah, look at the Morkite Well is just kind of hanging off the edge there. That's very weird. Anyways, so Season 5 added so much to the game. Like, it didn't just add new seasonal content, it rebalanced and fixed so many things with the base game, added so many quality of life features and whatnot, like the ability to go back and play previous seasons. And it was just insane. Season 6, on the other hand, is not doing that because the devs said that they'd rather spend their time working on Rogue Core, which I totally understand. That seems like it's going to be awesome. It's going to be releasing sometime in Q2 of 2026, so probably like around the summer. But, you know, so they offsourced the development of Season 6 to Invisible Walls, another Danish game studio that happens to be like a 10-minute walk from their offices. So, like, I'm not too worried about the actual thing, because I've also seen the content, and it does look like it's going to be pretty cool. No. But, you know, it doesn't look like it's going to be as big of a thing as Season 5, but I'm okay with that. The only problem it has that just took so long, but, like, again, they're working on another game, so, you know, can't be too mad. So, going over what is going to be in Season 6. The big thing is an entire new biome, which I'm very excited. I'm very excited to explore the ossuary depths, and I swear to God, the deep dive, it's the new season is coming out on a Thursday. The deep dive on that Thursday better fucking be in the ossuary depths. Ossuary is like, means like, the word means something like about bones, and like given the whole archaeology theme of the season, it looks like it's gonna be so dope. Oh, I should also mention, okay, Burning Hell, the overclock sets things on fire. When I'm shooting my gun, like in close proximity, things will just start lighting on fire. And that makes it very good, because a big surprise, everything in this biome is weak to fire, because it's the ice biome, which is really cool. Forgot to mention that, so yeah. Burning Hell, very fun overclock. I decided, like, what would be the most, like, Space Marine, given my limited knowledge on Warhammer.
This is very interesting.
It seems like big fuck you minigun that just lights shit on fire. Come on. Here's where I make a not a fatal mistake. What am I talking about? Let's get a little later. My bad. Spoilers. Anyways, so yeah, new biome, ossuary depths.
What do you mean too sharp?
I've had trouble with the pipeline here. And it's the whole theme is that it's like basically a huge archaeology site. There's giant bones everywhere. Here's where my fatal mistake was, ignoring Dottie, and I lost her left side. What a klutz I am. So, the new biome, it's very strange, because, like, it's just cave. Like, it's the most cave in this game. But it's cool. It's, like, really cool. This game even manages to do boring things cool. Is it going to be my favorite biome? Probably not. That's probably still going to go to the radioactive exclusionary zone. That's my favorite biome in this game. But, you know, it still looks like it's going to be cool, and it doesn't look like it's going to be... It doesn't look like it's going to be a stinky biome at all. It's like, you know, cough cough, hollow bow, and a cough cough magma core.
I have to censor that.
I do have to censor that. That's a Steam notification. And, it looks really cool, and it's coming with its own set of enemies. So, you know, there's the rivals, there's the glyphids, there's the Mactera, and there's the infectors, and there's rockpox enemies, which are season exclusive, but whatever. But the new enemy that's showing up are called, I actually don't, ossuary scrabs, which is they're scarab beetles. They're basically giant scarab beetles, and there's just little flying guys, whatever. Go my scarab. And then there's the big ones that hide in the ground and grab you, and they're basically like reverse cave leeches. Right there is a clean refinery right there. And I immediately get the drill dozer going again. So the new enemies look kind of cool, and then the new season event is this little glowy scarab guy is going to be wandering around. You shoot him, he's going to run away, but he's going to leave a little paper trail, and you follow that trail, and he goes to his burrow, and in his burrow is like crystals that you collect and put into Molly, which looks it fits in with the whole archaeology theme. But I'm going to be honest, that looks kind of lame. Ooh, here's my overclock for my bulldog elephant rounds. As you can see, I only have 3 bullets in my revolver chamber, and basically it's just big damage, low ammo, and huge recoil. I think fast to reload though, which is nice. Here I am immediately taking out my that warden, and as you can see here, I threw an incendiary grenade to immediately set everything on fire. Incendiary grenades in this game are really weird. It's not like AoE splash. It's like it's only AoE splash if like enemies are in the area, or maybe my game's just bugged. I have no idea. It feels like it only like puts a lot of fire on the ground when there's enemies nearby, you know, which is kind of weird. Anyways, so we have the new season event, we have these new enemies and biomes, and we have a new mission type as well. It's basically just like the resonance scanning, but without the drill elevator, and it's like not as weird. Basically, you go out and you find this big resin crystal, and then you dig it up, and then you attach rockets to it, and it looks cool. But I don't know. It seems like It seems like it'd be quicker than resonance scanning, but not as like cool because it doesn't have a drill elevator. And it doesn't seem like it would be as exciting as, say, on-site refinery or eliminations. Here I am. I plopped down I noticed how low my ammo was, and I immediately plopped down a resupply, and I also shot a zipline over the drill dozer so that I may easily get an overhead sight of everything. Look at me go. I'm awesome. So I think that's all they're adding to Season 6. There's no, like, major bug fixes or anything. There's no quality of life improvements with the base game. They're just adding more stuff, which I guess is fine. You know, that's pretty much what they did with, like, Season 2 and 3 and 4. But, like, you know, Season 1 changed everything. And Season 5 also changed everything. But the thing with the Season 2, 3, and 4 is that they came out, like, not that long after the Season 1, you know? They came out, like, they were all about, like, 6-ish months apart, and then there was this huge year gap, and then we got Season 5, which, like, gave us so much. And now we have had a year and a half, and we get Season 6, which just, it seems a little underwhelming. I'm not trying to complain here, but I just wish there was more. And here's me transitioning into saying, I just wish they made overclocks. Here I am seeing there's too many enemies attacking the drill desert, so I place a shield down to get them to back off, which, you know, I'm going to say is a pro gamer move on my end. I locked the fuck in for this deep dive, let me just say. I just wish there were more overclocks. You know, I live and die for overclocks, and with Season 5, we got one overclock for every primary, and also huge rebalance to one for the stubby, for engineer stubby. But you know, with this one, I was expecting an overclock for every secondary. Because I want that. I don't even care if I have every overclock or not. I just want more overclocks. They're like, they're like crack. It's why I play these things, honestly. You think this is for me recording Deep Rock content? No, this is for me getting more overclocks. Here I'm about to lose, I'm about to lose the right side, so I kind of lock in. But something weird happened is that we're in the 4th phase, and it's doing the rock slam attack, the Heartstone, but it just sort of like did it once, never did it again. I don't know if it's a bug or not. Anyways, I noticed how low on ammo I am, so I decided to just top myself off and then, you know, collect everything and get ready to go home for the deep dive. Boom. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for Season 6, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know. You know, a year and a half wait, I just wanted a little bit more. And I literally know that all my complaints will go away the second I start playing it. I know even doubly so when Rogue Core comes out. I was like, okay, maybe that absence was worth it, because Rogue Core will be absolutely amazing. Probably will. As you see, that was a clean getaway, me using the pipe railing. And then here's the thing where the drop pod squeezes me with an invisible weird geometry. And then I notice enemies are coming around me, so I drop Doretta's head by the drop pod door, and I just kind of train them. Train as in, like, COD training. I don't know why I know that term, even though, because, like, I'm being dead serious, I've never played a COD game before. I played Battlefield before. Anyways, that was stage 1 of the deep dive. Very excited for the second one. Anyways, this is going to suck. Yeah. So this next stage is Industrial Sabotage and an elim. So we have a Dreadnought, and we have Industrial Sabotage. And you know what I think about Industrial Sabotage. The next thing I want to talk about is actually relating to what my guy looks like. You know, my little Warhammer cosplay. I just thought, you know, I saw the helmet and it reminded me of Warhammer, and I got a yellow and blue color scheme, so I was like, okay, why not? You know, life gives you lemons. So I made this little thing. But I've never gotten into Warhammer, and you know, I never got into D&D. I never got into Star Trek. I never got into a lot of things. Never got into Wheel of Time, Narnia. And I never got into Gears of War. I only recently got into Halo, and I never got into Nier. There's other games, and I was very fearful of getting into Final Fantasy. Here I am, just immediately I saw it was weird. Okay, very convenient that the cocoon just spawns immediately in the spotting room, but the spotting room has terrible geometry, so I decided to break it open and go into the main room where the caretaker is, just so I can have an easier time killing it. But I have to wait for its slow ass to make its way to me. At least Bosco's, you know, softening them up for me. But anyways, I want to talk about the fear of getting into big franchises. Because, like, look, I get it. Alright? Final Fantasy was scary. There were 15 games when I got into it. That's a lot of games. You know? And you know, fucking... I'm still... Even though Nier is only 2 games, There's also like the Drakengard games, which is like a huge thing. And then there's like this. It has like really complicated lore and stuff like that. I know. And the fan base is just filled with people who elude me, and that's why Nier scares me to get into it. Also, that was a clean-ass Dreadnought kill, let me just say. There we go. Again, I locked in for this mission, for this deep dive. And, you know, I also never got into Warhammer especially, because like, Nier and Final Fantasy, those are video games. Like, yeah, there's like a show and a movie for Final Fantasy, but like, let's be real, you don't gotta watch that, you just gotta play the games. And the great thing about Final Fantasy is that you can play in any order. With Warhammer, what scares me is that there's like a lot of lore, and it spans across books, obviously the board game, and then there's like TV show. I don't know if there's a movie. There might be, and then there's the video games, and like there's a lot of video games, and they're all very different, you know. And like with Halo, I just play that for the gameplay, honestly. You know, I told you I've gotten into Halo. That is just for the gameplay. I still do not understand most of the lore. I still don't know why the Covenant want to kill people. You know, I don't know why they hate humans so much. I know that they like view Halo as like some religious like artifact, but I have no idea like why they actually want to activate Halo and like wipe out all of existence. So it confuses me, you know? And I also don't entirely know what exactly Master Chief is. I know that like he's a super soldier that was like trained at birth, but I don't know if he was like kidnapped or something. I don't know. I know, but they know that's just like what the Spartans are on about. I also still don't know shit about Reach because I haven't replayed it yet. You know, it's very strange. Oh, look at that clean-ass fucking wipeout from an elephant round to that frost bomber. And then it immediately sends in another one, because fuck this game. Oscar, why do you take so long to kill those guys? Why does he take so long to kill those guys? So, I don't know. It's very overwhelming to find a big franchise and, like, ask, you know, where do I start? You know, and, like, Star Wars, oh my god. Star Wars has so much. And, like, oh, I'll just watch the movies. But then you have, you know, Star Wars fans, in parentheses, derogatory, saying, like, oh, only the original trilogy is better. And but then there are people like, no, the prequels are actually worth it. And then there are people who are like, I actually think the sequels aren't that bad. And, you know, it's hard to, like, gauge the actual consensus. And then you ask, like, okay, what do I watch outside of the movies? Are any of the shows worth it? And some might tell you to pick up Andor. Some might tell you to pick up Rogue One. Others might say that The Mandalorian is only worth it. Others say that Clone Wars is the only one that's worth it. Some people will tell you to get into Rebels. And then there's the games. And, like, people might say the Jedi games, Fallen Order and Survivor. Some might swear their lives on KOTOR. It's a lot to get into. I'm only into Star Wars because I was around before. I was only when I got into Star Wars, I was a little kid, and the only thing that existed were the original trilogy, the prequels, and Clone Wars, and like yeah, there's like KOTOR, but nobody gave a shit about KOTOR. As you can see, I called a resupply. I almost fell there. That was scary. I called a resupply at the caretaker just to like have it when I eventually do the fight, but also to top myself up right now because I was on low ammo. God, I hate these missions. Sorry for that long silence. But, like... So, I'm essentially complaining to you about this, being afraid of getting into huge franchises, because to essentially ask... It's stuff like, you know, like Magic the Gathering as well. That's another one. It's stuff like Warhammer worth it? And if so, like, where do I even start? Oh my god, comics? Dude, like any superhero? Literally any superhero. I have friends who have never gotten into like Marvel or DC, and I feel so bad for them because like, imagine if they get into it now. Where do I start? You know, I get like, oh, you want to get into Superman? Okay, sure. Start with the James Gunn movie, and then after that, oh, maybe they want to check out Peacemaker. Well, now I gotta explain to them about like Peacemaker season 1, how it's in one universe, and then there's another, and like, yeah, it's not as complicated as it may seem, but it's still complicated, you know. And also like, and also with like Superman 2025, thrusting someone into that kind of thing as their first superhero movie, Superman 2025 kind of skips every like introductory thing because James Gunn expects you to just know a fucking superhero movie at this point because they, you know, we're on like almost 20 years of it being a very popular trend. But like, man, man, it's a lot. It's very overwhelming. And I'm not saying that everything should just like cater themselves to be for a new audience. I don't think that's a good idea, but I do think that everything, like, you know, if like a if like a new Zelda game were to come out, I feel like it should just have just a little thing being like, hey, if you're new to Zelda, maybe do this. Like, you know, like maybe the trailer's like, this is only for fans of this Zelda game here, because it is like Tears of the Kingdom is only for fans of Breath of the Wild, which I know that's not the case, but should have been. Let's be real. Or like, you know, saying Majora's Mask, like this is a sequel to Ocarina of Time. And then immediately after what was after Majora's Mask? Minish Cap? Or I guess okay, major 3D release was Wind Waker, so like they could be like, hey, this Majora's Mask does not matter for Wind Waker. Like. I feel like there should be stuff like that, you know? And like with Star Wars, like the only thing that actually gives you a clear, like, timeline is Andor Season 2. It's like, oh, okay, this takes place in 5 BBY, or 4 BBY. But you have to kind of figure out what is BBY. And if you don't know, BBY is like, basically years before A New Hope. So, you know, it's 4 years before A New Hope. But like, you know, with like Mandalorian, I thought it took place in between the prequels and the original trilogy. No, I was wrong. It takes place after Return of the Jedi. So I had to like figure that out on my own. So you have to like do this like mental math. And like I just feel like if you're gonna make your piece, that's a huge part of a huge franchise. Honestly, fuck using subtlety. Just straight up open up your thing, just being like, this is where it takes place in the timeline. Unless it's like absolutely integral that you do not know. Here I am trying to use elephant rounds to disable the shield, but then I realized it's just better to just kind of go ham at it. But I preemptively took out the little robot tentacle assholes as I was fighting the caretaker, and then I immediately go for the eye with the elephant rounds, because that's, you know, strong shot. Boom, just like that. Honestly, okay, I know that people like the bunker strategy for the caretaker with the driller where you put the C4, but I've always found that to be inefficient. I'm gonna be honest, just fucking use Gunner. He's just so well equipped for, big surprise, you know, the guy who his whole thing is guns. Super well equipped for fucking killing things with guns. But god, this was probably like one of the smoothest caretaker fights I've ever fought, and that's saying something, because normally when I get industrial sabotage, I'm like, oh, I just don't want to deal with this, and I speedrun it on Has 1. And, you know, this is a deep dive. This is like Has 4, 3.5, something like that. Dude, I swear to god, fuck these, like, annoying-ass tentacle things. I hate the caretaker so much. Although I do think it's a very clever design of this game to start the Has 5 assignment with a sneaky caretaker mission. That was also, yeah, very sneaky, that sniper turret placement. Here I am placing a shield just to make sure I can resupply properly, heal up. And I have this idea that, hey, the robots are weak to fire for some reason, so I use my incendiary grenade, and it kind of works, except for the one that I missed. Also, fuck this barrier attack for refusing me to resupply. But yeah, just using Star Wars as an example because I know it, but like I need something like that for like Warhammer, or even Resident Evil. I like Resident Evil. It can get complicated. Outside, if you're trying to do anything outside the main games. If you ever try and play Resident Evil, any of the spin-offs, good for, like, I salute you, because like other than Code Veronica and Zero, I haven't played any of them, and oh man. Oh, I've also played Darksiders Chronicles. That's what's up, Bosco. That's what's up. That was a clean-ass caretaker kill. Good job, me. But like, yeah, specifically with, I say Warhammer, but also just like, what was I gonna say? My friend got really into Magic the Gathering. He really wants me to get into it, and I know Magic the Gathering doesn't have like lore, but like I know it's kind of an undertaking to like kind of get into it. And even, oh my god, sports? Dude, imagine wanting to get into like baseball or something, and someone has to explain to you like all the teams that exist, all the beefs between teams, and all the players, and how, you know, they can switch teams. I guess that's more football, but like it still happens in baseball every now and then. And then you have to like explain all that, and like okay, what's the proper way to get into it? Do I just kind of just start watching it? Which, I mean, yes, you do. You don't have to watch like past shows, but then that's what being a Space Marine is all about. That's true. It's what being a Space Marine is all about. I don't know. I've never played Warhammer. Yep. I see. I mentioned it here. Ooh. But oh my god, like but like when people make reference to legendary sports
the first
games,
Deep Dive I played where there is a unique objective each time, no repeats.
bro, can you like stop yapping so I can say my piece? Dude, there's like all these legendary sports events that people might reference, and like you'll have to like figure out what the fuck is going on there. Like, oh my gosh, there's just so much to get into. So like, I just want more introductory guides to certain franchises. That's basically what I'm saying. Anyways, last stage of this deep dive. First of all, holy crap, a unique objective each time. That's like, this is generally the first time this has happened. I'm thinking so hard, and I can't think of a time like that. Anyways, simple egg hunt mission and resonance scan, and we're really close to the first one already. I'm thinking this mission is going to be easy. Well, why am I drawing blanks? Anyways, so for this topic, honestly, I was kind of debating back and forth between two topics to talk about, but I'm just gonna talk about. But I decided on one, and honestly, I don't know how long I can riff about this one for, so apologize if I kind of stall to figure out what to say to fit the length of this mission. But as you can see here, I'm already like on top of the crystal, and Molly's in the way because her fat ass always has to get in the way. And here I am finding the first crystal. Oh yeah, also Season 5 introduced that mission type, so it's also another huge thing that Season 5 introduced. Anyways, topic of this mission. I'm specifically going to talk about one particular YouTuber / YouTube channel franchise. It's 3 channels, but I'm mainly talking about 2. I'm talking to talk about Daily Dose of Internet and Daily Dose of Pets. There's also Daily Dose of Gaming, but you'll see why that one's not going to be as relevant. Because, you know, I've heard the take that Daily Dose of Internet is like lazy, because he just takes clips from other people and plays them. But like, I think you should give the guy more credit. You know, he's giving a little bit of narration, which, like, whatever. But sometimes he adds his own footage for, like, the end and the beginning and end, because he travels a lot, which good for him, you know, living your best life with all the money you make. And then, but also, he credits everyone, and he, like, actually pays them money for him to show his clip like that. Oh, I also forgot to mention that last mission was Mectera Plague, and, like, I didn't even notice. Which is crazy. It was also rich atmosphere, so it was faster. But yeah, like, and this is a late threat. But like, yeah, I think you should give him more credit. And also, the big thing is, like, it's just nice to have all of those, like, fun internet clips, some of which have gone viral, in just one place. You know, it's nice to have one source of funny clips.
It is sandwich time.
It is sandwich time. Nice going, me fat fingering the mod button and inside the shield button. Anyways, it's nice to have all those like viral clip thingies, whatever, in one place. So I think we should give that guy more credit. And you know, it's just nice family friendly content, which brings me to my other point into singing the praises of Daily Dose of Internet. I'm being serious. My family bonds watching Daily Dose of Internet. Sometimes I'll put on, but mainly Daily Dose of Pets, because, you know, we like animals more than we like people. It's kind of a family thing. But like, here I am just like, because I have a lot of nitro, I just throw down resupplies all willy-nilly as I'm nearing the crystal, just so I don't have to, like, if I need iron will, you know, there's help right there. But like, it's genuinely, my family likes to watch a lot of TV. And I don't really like watching TV that much anymore. I have my own reasons. I'm not going to get into it. But, like, the last time I actually, like, seriously watched a TV show it's been a while. Same with movies, honestly. With movies, I did make an exception for Superman. Because it met my criteria. And I was so hopecore. Hey, the thing spawned right here, so that's awesome. So, like, you know, it's kind of hard when, you know, my family's, like, watching a show. And they're like, oh, do you want to watch it with me? I'm like, sorry, I have my personal reasons, I can't. And I have to kind of isolate myself in a way. And it sucks, but it happens, you know, I'm a grown boy, I can, you know, I have my free time, they're not going to, like, really hold it against me, they're not going to force me or anything. But, you know, it is kind of a lame narc move, and I feel a little bit bad about it, but not bad enough to stop my behavior of not being anti-TV. But with Daily Dose of Internet, there's no weird political agenda, there's no pedophile acting in it. There's none of that, and I can just fucking sit down, watch some funny videos with my family, and we can all laugh at, like, stupid people skating across a slippery road. and it's awesome. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. And also, watch a funny dog be funny on Daily Dose of Pets. I just watched Daily Dose of Gaming by myself because I didn't even know that was a thing until like 2 weeks ago. Anyways, that first of all, first deep dive, completely deathless. Let's fucking go. Not the first time I've done it, but first time I've done it on this series. And my game froze. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you have recommendations for builds or conversation topics, leave a comment down below. I should also mention that I'm getting, now that we've done all classes twice, I'm now listing the band and I can do 2 in a row if I want. Anyways, yeah, that's all. Goodbye.